this is my take on the Mod 19 Wizard build, Arcanist. I'm going to just hop right in. These are my only stats. This is what they are unpotted. Just stand still right here in the stronghold. So for the helm, I'm running the Lion Guard's right cap. It's they're the best helm in slot from what I'm told. I run the ebony stained ropes. I do not have Sentinel of the Stars, or I would go with the upgrade just for the extra HP. But ebony stained still work for now until I can get my hands on that. Lion Guard's right armlets. I'm running the Lionheart set. I am using a Bilethorn enchantment, and my artifact modification on my orb is Ray of Frost. For the talisman, my modifications are enhanced power and crit severity. For my feet, I am running the Infernal Forge shoes. I am actually going to be working on farming the contracts needed, so that way I can get them escalated up to their last level. I'm running the Infernal Forge trousers and the Restoration shirt. The extra stat points and the help to my AP gain is why I'm wearing that shirt. I would prefer to be able to use the ebony, but right now that's helping me hit stats. So you can see I'm using the new artifact set. Again, this one is primarily for stats, or I would be using music box set. I have the Twisted Gold Ring and the Guiding Ring of the Spy for my rings, and then my Engine Mantle's neck piece. For my artifacts, I'm running 3 of the books and the Book of Vile Darkness to the rest of the Dark Remnant set. So, enchants. Enchants are where things are a little interesting. So I am running darks in every one of my utility slots. I run a Bilethorn for my weapon, as I've already said, and I run a Bark Shield 14 for my armor. Outside of that, all of my defensive slots are also rads, because that's a lot of HP in the defensive slots, and all of my enchants are rank 15. Obviously minus the weapon and armor one, for no reasons. So, my offensive slots, that's where things are going to be interesting. I am actually running 6 brutals, 1 demonic, and 2 rads in my offensive slots. Now, before I talked to this one guy, I was all set to run a crit strike companion and give up, you know, one of my offensive companions that give me either power or more damage. And then I was talking with this one guy in our Discord, and he actually put me onto this because this was the way he found of coming up with dealing with his crit strike problem as well, that he was having a little bit more of a tough time getting to it, I believe. So official thought from the Origins Alliance is the guy who helped me out with that idea. And by switching over to those, my stats all balanced out, and I was able to figure out my HP problem next. So that's it for gear. It's not much of a change from the last mod's gear. I'm gonna still try and get into Zariel's, obviously, and see how well it stacks up in there, but stat-wise, everything's there. It's a little over on combat advantage, but that's fine. When I use my watermelon sorbet, that's when my accuracy will proc up to like 94k, just about there. I have 190,000 power with no buffs on, so I know that's going to go up. So that is my gear and the enchants. Next is powers. So my at-wills, I use Rare Frost and Storm Pillar. I think the powers are pretty much standard for most wizards. This is my single target rotation. When I'm in IC dealing with the trash mobs, I may not use Entangling Force as much. I will actually throw Icy Terrain in its place, and I'll pop that instead. It does help, when you're out in areas where you're going to get mobbed like crazy. That's a good way to help, cut down on some of the mob. So Ice Knife, if I'm up against, a particularly nasty demon or whatever I'm fighting at the time, and I just want him to die, and I'll pop that sometimes. This is the one I use primarily, Arcane Empowerment. Encounter powers deal 10% more damage and recharge faster. I usually can get through about 1.5 to almost 2 full rotations when I do this. So I love this daily. It allows me to throw off so much more of my powers. It's great. So teleport is obviously. Then there's Arcane Presence and Storm Spell. Those are my class features. For feats, I went with Spell Twisting, Assailing Force, Chaos Magic, Striking Advantage, and a Step Move Mastery. I usually read the powers and go based off what I think, I will balance out well. These are the ones that I've been using and seem to do pretty well. I can hold my own in most DPS fights. So I like their powers the way I have them. Boons, standard. Power and HP boons all the way up. I do use the Armor Pen boon and the defensive boon. I'm using Severe Criticism, Quick Turnaround. Obviously I don't have all of the boons yet. When I do have the rest of the boons that I'm working on right now, I will take care of my Marathon Runner and my Demonic Mastery, because those will be maxed out as well. Guild boons, I use the Crit Severity boon for my guild, the HP boon, and the Revive Sickness boon. I was able to hit my defensive cap without having to use that boon, so the HP, that was the more fun part. So my companions, I have the Bullet Pup as my summoned. I have all rank 15 bondings. I'm using the Gold Leaf Grimoire, the Pristine Belt, and the Silver Icon of the companion. They are all rank 15 empowered. I have one defensive slot, in which case I am using the Profane for that extra defensive gain. It is needed for the cap. So companion bonuses, I'm using the Crystal Golem. It gives me 16,000 HP and 2,000 power, so it works. It helps with the HP that I need. I do have a Raptor that, if I went with a Raptor, I could swap in. If I was needing the Raptor group, I could swap in I could swap some things around. I'd rather not, though, because obviously I need the HP more. Baby Teep Crow for my offense, a Batiri, and then the Compy in my utility slot. So my HP is without an Energon currently, and without a HP mount power. I am still using the 10k mount power. So Still using 10k power for with dominant force. At swarm. Insignias. I am running 3 brutality, or I'm running 3 fortitudes. The defense, it's there for cap reasons. So there's 3 of those. There is 3 dominance, and then the rest of them are all brutality. And the reason for that is because it was the only way I could get the armor pen at this point without completely undoing the build and redoing a whole new one again. And sometimes just trying to balance these numbers is mind-boggling. But this is how I've come up with it. Sorry the video probably isn't, usual quality. I'm just getting into doing these. So this is my first one. Once I figure out my barbarian, and once I finish figuring out my cleric, I will do a video on them as well. So thank you.